Victims of the systems.
Victims of the system.
Yo, what's good? It's Aaron from Victims of the System.
In the heart of Scottsboro, Alabama, a small town with a big story, a band emerged from the shadows of adversity. They call themselves Victims of the System, a name that echoed their struggles and their defiance. This is the story of how they turned their trials into triumphs, and how their music became a beacon of hope for so many. Lead singer Aaron and bassist Caleb faced the unthinkable. Their journey took a dark turn when they found themselves behind bars. Their dreams seemingly shattered, but even in the darkest of times and hours, their spirit remained unbroken. Against all odds, they persevered. Through the countless obstacles and relentless determination, Victims of the System rose from the ashes. Their music, a powerful testament to their resilience, resonated with fans far and wide. This is The World Is Yours, a documentary that delves deep into the lives of Aaron, Caleb, and the rest of the band. It's a story of redemption, of unwavering passion, and of the unyielding belief that no matter the circumstances, the world is yours for the taking. So join us as we uncover the incredible journey of Victims of the System. Let's start off because really at the end of the day, you are victims of the system. Like you started the band, you named the band, and you have brought it to where it is today, like pretty much by yourself. You, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, are pretty much the only original member left, right?
Yeah. So it's been that way for a long time now.
I know.
Yeah. The closest thing to another original member is Caleb because he was in the second interpretation, but I'm the only original member left.
The only original member and the founder. So where I want to start here then is what gets Aaron Clark to starting Victims of the System? What is your personal origin story coming into metal and growing up and stuff like that?
So, like growing up, I'm not gonna get too into like a sob story or anything, but I kind of always like was closer with my uncle than anybody else, and my uncle was like the 80s metal guy, like bikers, gunslinging, all that shit, like southern metal guy, and he put me onto Pantera at a really early age, and that like I was drawn to Dimebag's guitar playing more than like anything else. Like I liked metal, I really liked Twisted Sister. I really liked Vinnie Vincent Invasion, a lot of like really old school shit that a 5-year-old shouldn't, usually wouldn't know about in this generation. But Pantera though, like Dimebag, something just like resonated with me with Dimebag and his playing, so I wanted to be a guitar player. And I had like school bands that we didn't have instruments. We'd just be at the lunch table singing like covers of fucking Ozzy and shit, and that totally doesn't count as like a first band experience though. But Victims of the System was the first band I started, and I started it when I was either 12 or 13, and it was in 2018, and started on BandLab because I didn't know any other musicians in my area, and I was the guitar player. We were a Nirvana cover band when we started because that's all I could play, not because I really liked Nirvana. That's just all I could play at the time. But that's how what led to me starting Victims of the System. And the inspiration behind the name was a quote from someone I had heard when talking about my experience my mom had with the Scottsboro Police Department. They referred to her as a victim of the system, and I was like probably 10 or something, and I was like, oh, dibs on that band name. And then when I started my band, that had stuck in my head, so I named it Victims of the System. And it kind of just rolls off the tongue, it rhymes. It's put well into an acronym like VOTS, like I feel like that's the perfect band name.
So you have full lineup, you have the name. We're started off on BandLab. What are the next steps? What are the next things that happen?
So, obviously, we got the lineup. So I'm like, okay, well, let's record some shit, and because that's all we can do. We can't practice. We can't, do shows. We can't do it's not time to do interviews yet. Like it'd be like a 2-question interview if we did anything
right.
there. But fucking so I was like, all right, let's record some. We're in this group chat now, and a Nirvana cover band for a guitar player that can barely play at the time. So Smells Like Teen Spirit was the first song we recorded because fucking easy,
obviously. Yeah.
And my playing ability wasn't its best, but what was way worse than my playing ability was my fucking knowledge of like mixing and mastering and recording in general. And so the recording ended up being really, really fucking bad. And it was so bad that the drummer never spoke to me again after that. So our first drummer, I've not spoken to since the day of the creation of Victims of the System. And his name was Rhino Repulsion, and he still makes music. And he's a great drummer. I haven't spoken to him in years, but hope all is well with him. He's doing good. But so we replaced him with Caleb, my brother, who is now our bassist. And if I didn't know how to play guitar, man, Caleb really didn't know how to play drums. And the drum set we used for the old school recordings, it's somewhere in here actually, because it's a electronic desktop drum pad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
it's like $30 on Amazon.
Yeah.
And the second song we recorded was Lake of Fire, by Nirvana. And so we recorded 2 more covers, which weren't Nirvana anymore. And it was Imagine Dragons and Queen. And I hate both of those bands. I just knew
really?
how to play. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. But I just knew how to play it. So I was like, all right. And then after that, I was like, the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I in this band? We're recording shit like Queen, and it was fucking Radioactive by Imagine Dragons too. So I was like, oh man. We stopped doing stuff for a while, and then we came back with a couple originals that were just some short demo stuff. And then after that, we recorded our first official single, which was The Scent of Burning Flesh featuring Brain Mold. And and so that was really rough. But for some reason, when we released that, a record label reached out to us, Internal Gangrene Records, and they were like, hey, we want to release your first album. And I didn't even know an album wasn't in the itinerary for us at the time. Like, I had no thoughts of recording an album. And so I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so we found this new lineup with the new metal sound, and got to work on the album, which was titled Fetal Dismemberment, which is the album Anally Fucked with the Hammer, which is the song that kind of took off on us. That's where that song came from. And so the new lineup, we got all these new guys. It's a lot more in the style of what I wanted in the first place. And the early recordings are really rough, and like I wouldn't listen to them now, but Anally Fucked I would. But like the rest of the songs on the album aren't really worth mentioning. But it was finally going in the direction that I wanted it to go in. You know what I'm saying? The whole reason I started a band was for it to be a metal band, and now it's finally a metal band. You know what I'm saying?
How do you end up then on Lost in the Dark podcast?
Okay, so the metal scene in 2020, because this is where we're at now, and when that album released, it was 2020, and the metal scene then was
right after the pandemic happened.
Yeah, it was way different.
Just started.
So there wasn't really a local scene I could fit into, but there was more of like an online scene. And after that album, and Suicide Silence had mentioned us, and like people like see us as something in the online scene, like people, but still, like, all the online scene was a bunch of 14-year-olds making gore grind. And fucking, so for Suicide Silence to mention one of the bands was like a huge deal, and so all the eyes were on us. And but people around here didn't really take, like, they don't see why that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing shows, we're not, they don't see why it's a big deal. So in my head, I'm like, okay, what could I do to make them, think, okay, this kid's a fucking rock star, like, trust. But so I thought, okay, we can't do shows right now. We did Suicide Silence doing this virtual world tour thing. I could do a virtual show, which we did. I'm like, merch. So we make merch on BandLab, or not BandLab, but we make merch on Redbubble. And
Yep.
so after that, I'm like, okay, interviews. And so I go on #MetalPodcast and I message everyone that I see. And I got one response, and it was from Lost in the Dark podcast, and did my first interview. And it was incredibly awkward. And I did not know. I was a 14-year-old kid and had no idea what I was doing. But that I did my first interview with Lost in the Dark podcast.
One of the things that always stood out to me about you is how relentless you are in continuing to always have something around the corner that you're always working on something, and you always have something about to drop. Like I think I remember one year where you came out with like 8 things, like a couple EPs, a full length, like a ton of stuff. Like, just constantly on the ball. Music videos, fucking songs, like covers, even. Tons and tons and stuff. And not only that, so you've already built a huge catalog, and you still, like, when you play live, you still fuck around. You don't even necessarily play all that stuff. Sometimes you'll play a random cover that you've been working on, but nobody's ever heard you play before.
I felt like we were ready to be doing shows, but I didn't know of any scene or anywhere I could do shows. And so that year that we were dropping everything back to back, it's all I could do was that. And that's the year the Goose Pond show happened, which is also a big, important story with Victims. Yes. And the Goose Pond show essentially was not your average metal show. It wasn't really a metal show to any extent. Goose Pond is this place in my hometown where it's there's this outdoor amphitheater with a lake behind it, and it's usually used for only on the 4th of July for some fucking Leonard Skinner cover band to play. And old buddy of mine, Shane Freeman, he was like, well, yeah, I got a generator, so we could like do it at Goose Pond, and I could invite a bunch of people. So we scheduled it, and then that day I showed up with nothing but my guitar and my amp, and fucking played my first show on stage for probably by myself with probably like 25 people. And
there was a handful of people. Like, it was not I wouldn't call it a small crowd.
That was but that was it was very DIY. Everything that year was very DIY. It's like we had I knew I wanted to do this, but I had no idea how to do it. So I was just like, fuck it, do it my own way for as long as I can, until something happens.
So how do we get to the point where we have a lineup that you can start like playing shows non-solo?
Okay, so the way I found out that Alabama even had a metal scene is this guy I used to know that worked at a thrift store named Desmond, who was really into Randy Rhoads. He posted this flyer for a show in Huntsville at this place I knew called Low Mill, and none of these bands were big, and so I was like, yo, there's other fucking bands in Alabama. And so I went to their Instagrams, and I was seeing all these shows they played at all these places, and I'm like, holy shit, like, and I'm looking at every band on that flyer's Instagram, and I'm finding all these places and all these other bands that are from Alabama, and that, like, it was just, I accidentally opened this gate, you know what I'm saying? And it's like mind-blowing stuff to me. So I messaged all the ones I could find, and I was like, hey, how the fuck are y'all doing this? Like, how do I get shows? And they were like, hit up this guy. His name's Blythe, and he plays in a band called No Cure. And so I messaged Blythe, and he gets back to me pretty promptly, and he's like, yo, he was like, yeah, I book a lot of shows around here. I work for Reaction Presents, and I can totally get y'all on something. I was like, okay. And so, you know, I just sat, we waited, and around that time I'd met my friend Trevor, and had played with this dude named Tristen in the past. And yeah, I still didn't have a lineup, but you know, now this shit's happening, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need a lineup if we're gonna do shows. And so I hit up Tristen, I hit up Trevor, and now it's me, Tristen, Trevor, and Caleb. And that's like, that was the lineup that like solidified, like, this is Victims of the System, you know what I'm saying? And so No Cure was the biggest band in the scene, still are to this day. They just got back from a tour in Europe, and they've toured with bands like the Acacia Strain and Boundaries, and like quite some big bands. And so I expected to, you know, okay, our first show, he doesn't really know us. He's gonna put us on some little shit, you know, nothing too big. He puts us on No Cure's homecoming show on their tour. We're opening for No Cure and Cell and Mugshot on our first show ever. And so now I'm like, holy fuck, like, holy fucking shit, like, yeah. So now the pressure's on, man. Pressure's on. So we're practicing like every day out of the week. And our first show was at Insanity Skate Park, where Knocked Loose has played in the past. Whitechapel has played. Kublai Khan has played. A lot of bands in their early days played there, like back before the scene had died out in 2020, like in the original Alabama scene. And yeah, it's a really legendary spot in the Alabama scene. And that was where we played our first show, opening for No Cure and Mugshot and Cell.
What kind of experiences have you had working within your local scene and working with these people and different different promoters and stuff like that?
So before I met Blythe, I worked at this haunted house, and the haunted house had two owners. One's name was Blaine, the other's name was Corey. Corey was more of a guy that was like into the traditional haunted house, like he grew up around carnies and shit, and that was just him. Blaine was more of a businessman, you know what I'm saying? Like Blaine was into real estate, but Blaine was in a old Scottsboro band, like really old school Scottsboro band before I was even around, called 6 Till Midnight. So Blaine played guitar and shit, and me and Blaine, we had, you know, kind of formed a friendship. And then some drama happens. Corey is no longer in charge. Blaine has full control over the building. And there's two separate group chats. And Blaine's plans were to make the haunted house become a music venue. And it's within walking distance of my house. So I'm like, okay, this is fucking great news to me. And I don't, you know, I'm 17 years old. I really don't give a fuck about two grown men's professional problems. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like, that has nothing to do with me. So I just know I want to play music. And so I'm trying to get a show at the music venue he's building. And then there was kind of a falling out between him and my brother. And, you know, if my brother's going down, I'm going down with him. So I kind of rode with my brother. So then one day I pulled up to the music venue, which had been built, and to, you know, kind of just clear the air and be like, hey man, I want to play here, you know. And his response as soon as I walked in was, I should take Aaron's fucking head off his shoulders, blah blah blah. And, you know, I may be 17, this may be a grown man, I'm not intimidated by you. So I was like, okay, you know, fucking do it. And so, you know, that begins an exchange of words, and he's like, let's go outside. In my head, that's fighting words, you know. So I'm like, okay, let's fucking go outside. And so he's reading me the text, and I'm like, I remember what I said. He was like, oh, you gonna apologize? And I was like, no, I'm not sorry. Like, I'm not sorry. I hope we can come to an agreement, but I don't really think anything I said was out of line. And so then he's like, oh, well, if you want to play here, I guess there's only one way we can settle this. Once again, in my head, fighting words, right? And so I'm like, okay, let's get it on, man. And he's like, is that your girlfriend in there? And keep in mind, both of us being 17 at the time. And I was like, yeah, that's my girlfriend. And he was like, threesome. And so, you know, I'm like, okay, this is fucking crazy. And that was one experience I had. And then after had been playing for some time, we got the opportunity to open up for Michael Graves from the Misfits, and me being a huge Misfits fan, I'm not going to miss this opportunity. And some of our lineup couldn't make it to that show. It's in Tampa, Florida. And we go, and the promoter, if you know anything about the music scene, you should know that a promoter should know what kind of music you make. And he asked me, he's like, hey, what kind of music do y'all make? And we're like, oh, death metal. And he's like, hey, don't play anything too heavy. So that's everything we have ever wrote. And so obviously we didn't listen. And he cut our set halfway short, told us we sucked. So I punched him in the face. And then he posted about it and made it this whole thing. And fucking, Michael Graves had our back at the end of it. And he posted this thing. He was like, oh, yeah, show was great. Headliner did great. Openers did great. Got sucker punched. Like, should have saw it coming, but fucking like, you want to talk out your ass, expect a fist in your face. But fucking nah, dude, yeah. So we've had a lot of really, really shitty experiences with promoters. Like, there's a lot more I could go into, but like, there's been a lot of shitty ones. But with that, it's like, it gives me such a bigger appreciation for bands, for promoters like Blythe, or a lot of the good promoters I work with.
The good ones.
Yeah, and it's like, we've gotten to the point now where we're promoting our own shows. Like, we are putting together the shows and running all of it. So we don't really have to deal with promoters as much anymore, but we do have to deal with like the venue management and whatnot, which they can suck just as much sometimes. But
sure.
But no, yeah. At the end of the day, it's like we had all these, rough experiences. But what are you gonna do? Like,
I remember I used to make a joke with my cousin a lot, where I was like, what happened since when did metal get so cleaned up? You know what I mean? It was like, what happened to the sex, drugs, and rock and roll? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when did it get so shiny? But hearing stories like that, it's like, it's still not. It's still the same it's ever been. It's definitely bigger, and more kind of accepted now, for sure. But it's also, it does still have that element of danger, and of like, these fucked up things are gonna happen along the way, and these are just things that like everybody like.
One of the biggest compliments I've received is that we're the modern Pantera, and not because of our sound, more because of how we act. And
that's the better compliment right there.
Yeah. And so like, I'm completely sober. I don't drink or do drugs at all, but like, we still party though. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, I just like to remember what I did when I partied. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just party sober. But like, yeah, man, we turn up. Like, we get wild. Yeah, we're all about like the like rock star shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when we like just was getting like 100 views on YouTube, like, we were still doing our rock star shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were fucking wild. But now we just can do our rock star shit all over the place, like in Florida and Tennessee and Mississippi and all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So it's more fun doing it like that. But fucking yeah, like, it's been crazy, bro. Like, if I would have told fucking 14-year-old Aaron some of the shit I've done since this journey started, like, he'd lose his mind. Like, I've signed autographs, I've autographed titties, fucking all sorts of crazy shit.
Well, talk to me here then about some lineup changes, playing with like the backing tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we had the Trevor Tristen lineup, and Tristen left the band first over some disagreements between him and I, and then we had Trevor. But our third show ever, and it was our first out-of-state show, and it was right after we kicked Tristen out the band, and Trevor couldn't come, so it was kind of foreshadowing of what was to come with Victims. And it was the Convalescence in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it was like a fucking 10-band lineup. It was like huge, and we were the second band on. And so I was like, well, we're not backing out of the show, so I just didn't tell Keith until we got there, like, hey, yeah, we don't have a drummer. Do you have Bluetooth on your PA? And they didn't, but they figured some shit out and made it work. And it went pretty well, but there was definitely a lot of shows with the backing tracks that went fucking horrible. But it's like, at the end of the day, we don't have a lineup. I don't know any other drummers. What am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. So we just kept doing it how we were doing it. And there was kind of two ways people looked at it. It was either, okay, these guys are cool. Like, they got grind. Like, they don't have a full band and they're still playing. Or they were like, this fucking sucks. And it was very mixed of both reactions. And then this dude named Blake from Fog Crawler, like craziest drummer I've ever seen, we got offered another show at Insanity just under a year after our first show at Insanity. So I'm like, fuck yeah, but we have to find a drummer now. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to play there with backing tracks. So I hit up Blake from Fog Crawler because we had some conversations in the past, and he was like, yeah, I'm down to do it. And some time back, I met this guy through a mutual friend named Tyler, and Tyler was a big fan of Children of Bodom, and he'd send me these videos of him playing a bunch of Bodom shit. And at first, I was like, okay, he's really good, but I just think that's probably all he really does is shit like that. So I don't really know if that's the sound I'd want to gravitate for. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so he didn't join for a while, but then 2024. We did one show in Murfreesboro with just me and Caleb, and then we were like, hey, Tyler, come play some shit with us. And I was very wrong about thinking that was the only shit he could do. We covered like Job for a Cowboy, we covered Pantera, like we covered and wrote like Tyler's still in the band to this day, and fucking one of the best and most talented musicians I've met.
A little bit more about yourself personally.
I've run into a lot of problems in the scene because just the way I grew up, like I'm a very confrontational person, and like I don't like to like do the talking behind the back thing. Like if I have a direct problem with you, like I'm gonna address it with you. I'm not gonna talk about it with other people. And because of that, there's been a lot of beefs with Victims of the System. Like we've had a lot of songs that were directed at other bands. Like we just like we like to stand up for what you believe in or sit the fuck down. Like if you got something to say it. You were given a voice for a reason. And so I like fist fought promoters, gotten a couple of fights at my shows, and people like to think of me as some like hooligan that's like violent or whatever because of that, but it's like, just don't start shit with me and like nothing, there won't be any problems. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the easiest person to get along with as long as you just don't be a dick, but fucking we ran into a lot of problems in the scene because of that. Like Tampa hates us. Pensacola loves us though, but Tampa hates us. But like music though, man, like in my head there's never even like been an option for anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like I've worked jobs or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. I can't imagine not doing this. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really sit down and like I don't know what I would do with my life if I didn't have this. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no idea where I would be. I don't know what I would do. Like all I'm ever thinking is what I'm gonna do next with Victims. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the only reason I'm here is to do this. I feel like I was put here to make music, and I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because it just how everything's worked out. That's just how it feels. Like we did the Tampa show with the Misfits, and it fell on our fucking faces. And in my head, I'm like, it fucked me up the whole ride back to Scottsboro. All I could think about was that hurt. Like I went and played with one of my heroes, and fucking it went bad, and like I was just hurt. And this might be a little fucked up, but it's like the thought of me, like I thought about suicide before I thought about quitting music. And if that puts into perspective how serious I am about music, I would rather think about dying than quitting music. You know what I'm saying? So in my head, I'm like, okay, fuck anything else. Like now it's time for me to prove them wrong. And like it's the Victims of the System Revenge tour. And that's when we started doing our best. We had played with Mutilatred out of Toledo, Ohio at Mad Malts, and that was like our biggest show yet. And we were just murdering shit, doing bigger things than we had ever done. And then just because I'm a fucking idiot, and just how I put myself in situations just because that's what like I'm used to doing. I found myself selling drugs for a little bit, and I got in this big fight outside of a gas station one night. It was like me and three of my friends against like 12 other guys. I got stabbed in my shoulder. Also, I put a gun to this dude's chest and it jammed, and all sorts of crazy shit. And then I found myself in jail. You know what I'm saying? And that was May of last year. I was in jail, and right as shit was taking off, I'm behind bars. And I I had a lot of time to think while I was in there, and all I could think about was like, okay, and because a guy came up to me while I was in jail, and he was like, "Hey, aren't you in a band?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Yeah, I seen y'all play one time at Insanity." I was like, "Yeah, that's what's up." He was like, "Yeah, weird seeing you here," and like that rung in my head, like this guy, he seen me play, and now I'm in jail with him, so I'm nothing right now, and I had so much potential to be something. I wasn't willing to let things get in the way of it. So when I got out, I'm still on probation right now from that, and I stayed away from all the things I was doing, stayed away from all the people that I was getting into this shit with, and I was just like, this is music from now on. Like all that energy I was spending doing that shit, I'm spending it on music now. And it's like I wasn't willing to throw what I'd worked so hard away on, just for some dumb shit like that. Because music was always my main focal point, but like now it's like that. Now it's just having saw how fast I could lose it. Like I'm never taking my eyes off it again. You know what I'm saying? And once I started looking at it that way, once I started looking at it a little different, like everything started to change. You know what I'm saying? That's when we went on our first tour, dropped our I'd call it our breakthrough album, Malicious Intent. Like that album really did things that nothing we've ever done before has done. Like there was girls making makeup tutorials with our songs from that album. It got crazy numbers on all streaming platforms. It did crazy. So like once I started looking at it a little differently, I wasn't willing to let childish things like that get in my way anymore. Like that's when things really started to take off like they never have before.
What is now and what is next for Victims of the System?
So as of filming this, we are on our Timeless Descent into Decay tour. Okay, so we just did our first show for it the night before last, and I'm home because the next show we're doing is a hometown show in Scottsboro. So A Timeless Descent into Decay is a 4-track EP following the story of addiction. And we've released one single from it that has a music video to follow it called Drowning. And the full EP drops March 25th on my 20th birthday, along with a show we're doing at Mad Malt's same night. Every year we're in a competition with Victims of the System from last year, and we have to outdo what we did last year, and we have never lost. You know what I'm saying? So, and last year was a huge year for us. Like we went on our first tour. We played in Florida a couple times. Played with the Misfits. Played with X Hoarder. Played with all played with fucking Pat O'Brien from Cannibal Corpse. We got all Drowning's murdering right now. Last year we were in a magazine for the first time. We did a bunch of big shit last year, but everything that's lined up for this year looks a lot bigger, huge. I'm very, very proud of not only myself, but everybody that's been here. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, there's a lot of bad blood between a lot of us, like that aren't, past members or past crew, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the role they had in all of it, you know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate Tristen, our old drummer. I appreciate Trevor to this day. He's still my best friend, you know what I'm saying? Hayden, things ended really rough. I still appreciate Hayden. Blake, absolutely. All these, and all the past crew, everybody that was ever involved, like it's so different now. Things have changed so much, and even though they're not with us anymore, like it's all love on my end, you know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for them, this wouldn't have been possible on it, because it feels like 2 weeks ago I did my first interview with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's been like fucking years now. Like this has been 7 years of Victims. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it doesn't feel like that long. So it's crazy how far it's come. And I forget that I'm getting older with it, but fucking.
We've known each other for almost a decade.
Yeah, man. Like
that's insane.
You've watched me grow up. This band has watched me grow up. Like it's been crazy, man. It's been a crazy ride, but like it's all worth it. It's all worth it, and everything else that we're gonna have to deal with is gonna be worth it. Like it's gonna be something crazy at the end of all this, man.
And I am excited to watch the ride and honored to be a small part of it. How did you end up becoming involved with Victims of the System?
Met Aaron through a mutual friend, and I saw him screaming. And it's really, really fucking rare that you see any type of music in Alabama aside from like country and soft rock bullshit. And I saw him doing like straight up death metal vocals. I was like, yo, that's sick as shit. What? So I slid up on her Snapchat story. I was like, send me his please, bro. And she did. So we just me and Aaron started, chatting back and forth a little bit. But, I actually pissed Aaron off in this regard. Because I kept like saying, yeah, I'd love to come practice. I'd love to come do so-and-so. And then I just fucking wouldn't. Eventually we got together. We met at fucking McDonald's one day and just sat down and talked for a minute. And then I had my guitars and my amp and my shit like that in my car. And we went to his uncle's place, a place where we shot the Drowning music video, actually. Just ran through a couple songs that we both knew. Tarnished Gluttony from Job for a Cowboy, if you know that song.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we ran through that one mainly because I think that was the only thing that we all could all do. Wanted to get into guitar. I was sitting in my it was my English class, not English, it was a physical science class. And instead of doing my work or trying to catch up on studying for other classes like I should have been doing, I was listening to music, and I had it on like a randomized playlist or whatever, and it was just recommending songs to me, and I heard Angels Don't Kill for the first time, and it was like a fucking like spiritual experience to me. I was like, holy shit, whoa. And it was absolutely insane, dude. And I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, I can confidently say, like, getting on stage and being in front of, like, people who were, like, fucking with what you're doing and just being able to, I don't want to sound corny, but, like, express what you're trying to portray to those people and just be up there and do your thing. There's nothing more freeing, nothing better, nothing that feels more like fucking almost like euphoric than being on a stage. It is the best fucking thing in the world. My favorite. It's not even a hobby at this point. It's just it feels more like it's a part of me than it is anything. Yeah,
it's air more than hobby. How do you feel that yourself and Victims of the System as a band has grown since you've gotten involved?
A lot. First of all, with like my part of it, I've gotten to record music. I've gotten to travel. I've gotten to write things with almost no fucking creative blocks whatsoever. Like, it's stuff that I can just throw together in a day and then work on it over the next week or so. And it's like what I put down, and it's perfect for what we want to do, and it's given me that creative outlet. It's given me some really fucking cool friends.
Who do I have here, like, real quick?
Me, Logan.
Logan?
Tyler.
How did you get involved with the Victims of the System?
Well, so I met Tyler about, 2 years ago now?
Something like that. Maybe
Roughly.
a little less. But
Right.
something like that.
We met in a guitar shop, and I asked
No
him-
way, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
What, like a Guitar Center or something?
it's called the Fret Shop.
It's a local guitar store here in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Love that. Shout out.
Shout out. That's
Shout
right.
out
Yeah.
Fred Shop.
So Tyler befriended us, and he started playing bass with us in Arcany, which is another band of mine. And then about a year after that, he started playing with Victims. And probably roughly 6 months after that, he asked me to play Rythm on a show with them. And I've been here since. I fucking love it.
Tell everyone what instrument you play, and how do you end up falling in love with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I play guitar. I've been playing since I was like 5. You know, my dad taught me a couple songs and a few chords here and there. And I always leaned more towards, especially as a little tyke, probably like AC/DC and Guns N' Roses, shit like that. I was like 5,
Yes.
7. And then when I
Yes.
was about 8, I listened to Bullet for My Valentine for the first time. Of course, it was Tears Don't Fall. And, that fucking changed my whole perspective.
How has your experience being in Victims of the System been? And how's your experience grown from being involved with the band?
Well, for one, I mean, the stage presence and stage experience has went up tenfold, and I'm just, I'm getting better at my knees not fucking shaking, every time. I still do drink when I get on stage a little bit sometimes, but I used to have to fucking get really, really plastered just to be able to get on stage to kill that stage fright,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
so,
I absolutely know. Yeah.
being in Victims, because we do a lot of fucking shows. We play all the time, which is awesome. So it's really giving me that stage experience and giving me, I guess, how I want to be on stage, a sense of stage presence.
How about the Mad Malts show?
This particular show, right as we were all getting to practice at the practice spot, which is Aaron's uncle's house, where Aaron started #VOTS. Aaron calls Tyler to see where he's at, and Tyler had to go to the hospital. He was actually really, really fucking sick. And, Tyler's lead guitar. So it was just a shock to all of us. Aaron came in and was like, yo, Tyler's going to the hospital. And I think he pondered on what to do for a minute. Like, do I cancel the show last minute? And then he was like, well, he said, we'll play Surfacing by Slipknot, which was the original plan. And then we'll do, 4 songs on the spot? Is that what it was?
Yeah, 3 freestyles, Surfacing, and Anally Fucked with a Hammer. And so Logan got thrown up to fucking be the only guitar player, for the show, a last minute, really unprepared for it, and had to freestyle 3 songs.
Yeah.
And cover Slipknot. And fucking how'd it go, Logan?
I was really, really unprepared, but it went fucking great. Like, I really surprised, not to fucking, talk highly of myself, but I mean, I really surprised myself with how well it went. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I think everybody gave a good reaction, so I'm happy with that. All right, listen closely. So Aaron, he's really great. I love Aaron so much. He's cool. He's so cool. He gets so many chicks. Have you seen his dick? It's pretty big. Other than that, he gets in so many cool fights. He always wins most of the time. And he's the youngest venture capitalist I've ever met in my life.
Aaron is the best. Like
I love Aaron.
No, like seriously, like I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a fucking lost ass, dumbass, fucking 35-year-old metalhead up here in Michigan. And Aaron, all the way from down there in Alabama, has kept me going in a lot of ways. So like, cause I would have given up on this shit a long time ago if it weren't for him. So, any favorite memories that you have with the band or anything like that?
I got a lot of great memories with these dudes, but I think the best ones are to come because we just started the tour, which will be the first tour that I go on with them.
And that's the beauty of this documentary. That's the thing that I kind of love about this documentary is that it is the very beginning. It's the very start of it all. We're encapsulating the first, goddamn, what did we talk about last night? 7 years? 7 fucking years. Over half a decade of this band that we're talking about. And that's insane.
Karter Brownfield from Victims of the System.
How's your experience been with Victims of the System?
Great. I've had a few bitches. A few hoes.
How do you feel like Victims of the System has grown since you've been in the band?
Pretty fucking huge. Didn't have shows. Small shows, big shows.
What was your favorite show experience you've had with Victims of the System?
Probably the first one still.
The first show, like at Insanity?
I liked all the shows. I liked our last show.
What's your favorite part about being in Victims of the System?
The drugs, money, and bitches.
Your process of getting like hyped up before a show.
So I drank some fucking beer. Goddamn, I got fucking trusty little dangy danges. These thingies. Shit, help you out. I just get real turnt. Tap everybody up.
Just say you know.
Shout out. Elijah. Club album. March 25th. Carter's a bitch.
Hey, I'm Seth. I'm the drummer.
How long have you been in the band?
Joined in April. Been like 4 or 5 months.
How long have you been drumming for?
Been drumming. It'll be this December. It'll be 8 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I got a little skin in the game.
What got you into drumming to begin with?
So my brother was in a worship group, and they didn't have a drummer. They were a band without a drummer. You know how that goes.
Yep.
And he kind of looked around. He was like, "You want to drum?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" So kind of picked up on that, and ever since then, just kind of stuck with it.
It's your kind of like big influence.
His name is El Stapario. It's like find him a bunch on like YouTube Shorts. He's an insane drummer. He just has like a two or three piece kit and just does the most intricate and insane fills. Just very minimalistic parts, but insane drumming overall.
Were you always like into metal? Was that always like the goal, was to play in a metal band, or
yeah, absolutely. Grew up watching a bunch of, the Osbournes, and then we watched Family Jewels, the Kiss reality show they had.
Yeah.
So always grew up watching that, and Chris Angel, and his little intro always had him playing in his metal band. Mm-hmm. So I was like always watching that when I was little, going, you know what, that's too cool. I got to do something like that. Plus, just kind of playing a bunch of Band Hero all the time with my brother. That helped out a good bit.
Enjoying like kind of like playing like some of the covers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, very sad how we had to do it.
Yeah.
The timing and all that, but it was great to pay a good homage to Ozzy.
Have you been able to like write any new Victim songs yet?
No, not yet, but we were talking about that a couple weeks ago, how I'm going to get in the process of helping write songs and drum parts. So I'm excited for that.
What's been your favorite experience working and being the drummer for Victims of the System?
Probably when our first show that we did, Aaron called me on April Fools, and he was like, "Yo, where are you at? What are you doing right now?" I was like, "I just got off work." He goes, "You want to play with Michael Graves of Misfits?" And I was like, "What type of question is that?" Like, yeah. Like, I'll drop what I'm doing right now. That was really cool. Getting to talk to Michael a good bit and just interact, see him, as a person instead of just on YouTube or on the stage, rather.
Is there anything else you wanted to end on?
Shout out Victims of the System.
We have an extremely special guest. This is, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Bill Houck, Aaron Clark's uncle.
Yes. Aaron Clark's uncle, and also the man responsible for getting him into heavy metal to begin with. How did you end up getting into heavy metal to begin with?
Black Sabbath, the very first Black Sabbath album. When I was like 5 years old, I went from listening to Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round to hearing, what is this that stands before me? And I knew what kind of music I was going to be listening to the rest of my life.
Roughly around what year would that have been?
When I was about 5, so that would have been 76.
Oh my God. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm old.
And then what was like your first like concert that you got to go to?
Kiss. My dad took
Kiss?
Kiss in 78.
Kiss in '78. Holy cow!
Yeah,
What
the original
tour was
Kiss.
that?
The original Kiss, Peter Criss, Ace Frehley, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, full makeup. I seen them in 78 when I was a kid.
When did you kind of start to show Aaron some of this stuff? When
But he liked Black Label Society when he was a little baby. I mean, just rolling around in the walker. And he loved Stillborn. And he would always rock to that. He'd get his little fist up in the air. he liked that, so I played Metallica. And then Slayer, and he loved metal. Down. He always liked the metal ever since he was a little baby. So when he got older, I used to play videos on YouTube before it went to complete crap. I showed him all kinds of different bands, and then I taught Aaron and Caleb, but Caleb didn't pay attention, but Aaron did, how to play Stairway to Heaven, the riff off Stairway to Heaven on guitar, because that's the first riff I ever learned. And then it's just gone from there with Aaron. He's gotten better and better at guitar, and then he started his band, and it's just mushroomed from there. Yeah, he went from kind of being shy to where now he rules that stage. He's a good front man now.
have a particular favorite venue that you've been to?
Phil's place in New Orleans.
Oh my God!
Yeah, when we saw freaking Crowbar, I Hate God, and Soylent Green there.
Did you ever have a chance to see Dio or Dime?
Yes. Seen Dio during the Lock Up the Wolves tour and Dream Evil, and I seen Pantera 5 times. I actually drank beer and ate barbecue with them at the Ozfest one year, because I did what my friend always told everybody. He's like, Bill does the $100 handshakes where he finds the biggest security guard, puts a 50 or 100 in his hand, and goes, "Hey, what's going on, brother?" And they'll always go, "No much." They just let you go by. And we walked around the corner. We were going backstage, and there was Pantera grilling out chicken. And they asked us if we want to drink beer. And I was like, "Yes, sir." So me and my friend Barry sat there and drank beer and ate some chicken with Pantera. And he said, "Phil said, you're going to be right there in front row, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes, sir. You will see us."
You have any particular like favorite memories of working with Victims of the System so far?
When I saw them, there's a little venue. It's really cold, but they had bands that used to open for them, opening for Victims of the System now, and everybody was there to see Aaron, Caleb, and the rest of the band. And it was a small venue, but I mean, the energy was great. The energy was good, and Aaron was at the top of his game. Caleb was too, and they played a couple of Metallica songs, and they played Death. They played a Death song, and the place just went nuts.
You're the one that got him into it to begin with, and to see it come full circle. And that's not even full circle. This is only like a quarter of the circle. He's got a lot more circle to go.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just an uncle doing my job, getting them into heavy metal and motorcycles and all that stuff that us uncles do.
Yep. And you've done an amazing job. Besides just getting into heavy metal and stuff like that, were you were involved in the band, weren't you? Called Them?
Yeah.
What did you play in that again? What'd you do?
I started out guitar and then ended up playing bass.
Beautiful. How big was it? Like, what's some of your favorite memories from playing with them?
Our first and only gig, we were never invited back. We played our own set list, not what they agreed upon. We ended it with Metallica Damage Incorporated, and you know the words that are in that song.
Yep.
And the school did not enjoy that. And so we were never invited back. And life just got in the way of everybody working and everything, so it kind of dissolved. We got pretty good. We recorded a few songs that are lost in time now. And we played a couple of gigs with the 11th Hour. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yeah, I have.
They were a smaller band that was trying to break through back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Here in the South, we played a couple of gigs with them, and then
They were kind of like thrashy, right?
Yeah. And that was basically the end of our career after that one show. One guy got married. You know how the old story goes. One guy got married, and then everybody had to work.
Yeah.
And so the rock and roll dreams never materialized.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be a millionaire rock star by now, but that didn't work out.
Who knows? Maybe Aaron will get us there. At least get us on the side of the stage.
Aaron, he's been telling me since he was 5 years old he is going to be a rock star, and I've believed him ever since.
Are there any shows coming up that you're excited about?
I've got one coming up the 30th down in Birmingham. Aaron and Victims of the System going to be playing that. What's the name of that, Aaron? Electric Funeral Fest.
Oh, yeah. He was telling me about that. Yeah.
And they've also brought back, there's a metal foundry in Birmingham, where they used to do concerts. I seen Danzig, Disturbed back when they were first starting out.
Oh, wow.
Under, and it's called the Sloss Furnace Fest. And they're bringing that back.
Okay.
And I don't know what the lineup is this year, but I heard they're bringing it back. So, and it's usually always metal or hardcore punk that plays those shows.
Okay. Do you have any particular great memory of seeing Ozzy live, or just hanging out with your friends listening to his music, or anything? Any memory that you have with Ozzy that you'd like to share?
Yeah, 2003 Ozfest, we bought the full VIP Party Like a Rockstar package.
Nice.
And we went the whole route. We spent money and showed up in a limo. And
what?
Yeah, we went thought we were in a band, and we're like, yeah, we are in a band. We got backstage, got to meet everybody, got backstage with Ozzy and Zach and the whole band, and got to talk to Ozzy for about 45 minutes before they took the stage.
Shut up.
And you know how Ozzy, you can't really understand him too well.
Well, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, and he asked me a couple times something that I didn't understand him. And Zach punched me in the arm and said he asked you if he wanted a beer. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. And my one friend sitting there with his mouth just hanging open, completely freaking out. And I'm like, be cool, man. Don't make you think we're a bunch of weirdos. And yeah, we sit there and hung out with Ozzy and Zach for about 30, 45 minutes. It was an awesome time.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Memories. He's gone now, but I have those memories of every time I saw Ozzy. I saw Ozzy with Metallica when Metallica first come out, when they were supporting Ozzy with the Metallica Master of Puppets.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
And I have those memories. They'll never go away until I'm gone.
And now they'll never go away ever, because Aaron and I just immortalized them on camera. So that's incredible.
Well,
if you're down.
Good, man. Good talking to you again.
Good talking to you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What's up, guys? I'm Smokey from Chaos Studios. I'm the cameraman / staff manager of Victims of the System. I'm here today to share my experience. Okay, so me and Aaron, we've always been good friends since 7th grade, but I never really knew about his band until we got into high school. He's trying to make a show, make it there, to go and see him live or whatever, and then eventually me and him, we just started hanging out after school. After we got out of school, got in a little bit of trouble, ended up going to jail together, and we was in the cell just talking, and I was letting him know yo, I don't have really anything else going on outside of this. And so he was just like, you know what, man, just give it a shot, try and be our cameraman. And so I shot 2 little short little film things for him, and then he was just super impressed. He was like, dude, if you want to be our cameraman full time, you can. I was like, well, I mean, it gives me something to do. And now that I'm doing it, it's so natural that I feel like this is just my natural calling, to a point to where rejuvenating the soul, in a sense that I can do something while also, you know, supporting my friends and being there. It's just, I couldn't really complain too much about this. I mean, he gave me a perfect opportunity to start my own career and get going. I was always interested in the way music videos and movies were shot, the whole process. I never really got to see the full process of it. And now that I'm kind of managing it and being the cameraman, it just piques that interest even more. Now I'm watching music videos not even for the music. I'm watching just to see some new potential shots or something I could innovate, something I could just try out new. So my brother, he's always been into metal. So I've always had some type of metal music in my ear. It's while growing up, it was never really my main thing. I'm an R&B guy. I like my soul type of music. But once I was getting around my older brother, and I'm just hearing the things he's listening to, and I'm connecting with it, and it's resonating with my brain. And then I started listening to metal on my own. Got into Metallica, Pantera, Disturbed, Five Finger Death Punch. I kind of I got into it, got through the door. And doing this with Aaron and Victims is just opening more doors. It's showing me more about the metal scene, about bands I didn't know, history I didn't know, and it's just a really great thing that I'm getting all this knowledge.
Your experience been so far working with Victims?
I couldn't ask for a better job opportunity. I mean, seeing Victims, one, yes, they are, my friends and very close friends, so I'm gonna have a tad bit of a bias, but me not having any bias in it, Victims is always really good. You listening to just the music outside of doing work for them, the music's phenomenal. And then doing live shows with them, I can always work with them. I can pitch my ideas to them. They never shut me down. They always look out. If not, if they want something done a certain way, they'll let me know. It's very communicative. We always communicate in good ways to make sure we're both on the same page about everything. There's some times where Aaron, I'll literally just give him the camera and let him do the shots himself, because I know he knows exactly what he wants.
Out of all of it so far, what's been your favorite experience?
The community.
Yeah?
I'd have to say not just the band themselves, but the other bands that we get shows with, the people at the shows. It's just a very good environment. I like being around all the people and they're good people. I'm always finding somebody who I can talk to, connect with. If not, find connections in the cinematography field where I can get some advice, some pointers or something like that. There's always room for more. I can always learn here. I'm not struggling for anything in a sense. I don't know, it's just really, really great community. I love being around everybody. West Side and rock on. Vatsa's on top.
There we go.
I'm the vocalist for Spider Shed out of fucking Pensacola, Florida, sludge hardcore type shit. Our Instagram, it's spidershed.nwfl. So we went, I think it was 2024 or 2023, I'm pretty sure it's 24, but we went on their tour when they were at Subculture, Pensacola, and that was the first metal show I ever went to, actually. Oh, dude, that was just everything, bro. Because I remember immediately after seeing Victims of the System, we were like, damn, it is cool being in the audience and shit, but I want to be those guys, everybody clapping and shit and getting moving. And yeah, vocals were a big part of the inspiration for me. That's what I wanted to do. So I was like, hell yeah. And then we started a band and then fucking toured with y'all. That shit was amazing. Definitely the antics y'all be getting up to on stage, with Tyler be walking around with his guitar and shit, and Caleb be slapping the shit out of his bass. It's just the cool shit y'all do that other bands don't really.
Hey, yo, what's up? My name is Samuel Elijah. I'm the vocalist of Vile Dismemberment, and I do everything in Magagog. I'm a former member of Victims of the System. I met Aaron back in like 2020, and seeing Victims of the System evolve over the past 5 years has been a trip. Because I remember the first time I heard them. Fuck with it. They had good riffs. They had good, like, you know, they made good music. But the quality, like sound quality, production, it was bedroom shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but everyone starts from somewhere, you know what I mean? So, but hearing their, like comparing their old shit to the new shit, bro, it's like, it's the sound evolved over the years, you know what I mean? So, that's pretty much. Don't sleep on Victims of the System. They fucking on that come up, bro. They don't be playing with all these big ass bands. Bro, trust me, they on the fucking come up. Don't sleep, don't sleep.
And here we got Karter. How's it going, Karter?
Good.
Good. What's your favorite metal band?
What?
What's your favorite metal band?
Victim of the System.
Victims of the System. How many times have you gotten to see them live?
I got to go to a concert.
Yeah, was that fun?
Yeah. I like Ozzy too.
Yeah. Do you like going to the concerts?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. Who's your favorite brother?
Aaron?
Yeah. Yeah, good answer. Good answer.
Thanks for being on. What can you throw up the horns for me real quick? There you go. All right.
That was just my toy gun there.
Yo, what is up, motherfuckers? I am the singer Suicide Weapon, and I'm here to answer some questions about my time as a member in Victims of the System. Now, let's take a trip down memory lane. As a weird kid, I didn't have many fucking friends, so junior high, as a young metalhead, grew up listening to the shit. I see Aaron walking down the fucking hall in this fucking Pantera shirt, and I was like, that's fucking badass. And I didn't know what to fucking say, so I fucking did, you know, what any normal person would do, and fucking be like, yo, I like your shirt. He was like, thanks, bro, and then he just fucking went on to his class. But after time went on, you know, we'd fucking see each other occasionally, fucking what's up and some other shit and talk and bicker about. And then one day I just fucking add him on Instagram, we start talking and stuff, and we got a band. And I was like, you got a fucking band, dude? That's sick. And he's like, I need vocals, I can do vocals, I can play guitar and all this shit. And it's just us. Like, there's nobody else really here that fucking listens to it, because we live in a fucking small town out in the middle of fucking butt-fuck nowhere. Like, all the surrounding towns around us, we're the fucking biggest. We're the closest thing to a city that our part of the fucking Nick has got. You know? Like, straight up, from that day forward, VOTS has been something that has got a lot of fucking meaning for me. It opened up something in my life that I didn't know I needed yet. We always argued, we bickered, but that's what fucking brothers do. Aaron and Caleb, they're fucking family to me. It's just so crazy to see where we came from to where they're at now. You know, I'm happy. I'm proud. Started a family and all these other things in life. We're doing what we set out to do. I'm so fucking happy for them. I will come right out the gate and fucking say, we were the first. In this fucking small town full of fucking hard-ass wannabe motherfuckers, we were the first real fucking metal band. We were the first real fucking beat your fucking ass and then don't give a fuck about how you feel later. You know, we were the first death metal band, first violent metal band, first group of people that meant it in our fucking neck of the woods. Hearing their music now, the world is yours now, fucking drives me. They influence so much my fucking sound. You've got no idea. They influence the way I feel. You know, as a musician, how flattering, how awesome it is to have people in a room move because of the sounds you're making. Like you make. You know, everything that comes out of you is making other people feel the same fucking way. Yes. One thing that will always separate VOTS from any other band, your family. All the stupid fucking bickering, dumb arguments we had, at the end of the day, there was, we were the outcast. We were the ones that everyone tossed aside because I guess fucking society didn't want us. But you know what? We wanted each other. No matter how fucking mad we were at each other, we were family. Alongside with us being broke, having nothing, having almost nobody but ourselves and each other. That's all we really needed. And then we got these opportunities in life, and we took them. And then Aaron made a name for himself. For what we were supposed to be. Aaron said something. I quoted the song, "The World Is Yours." I think that's what he meant. I think that's the reason being. The world is fucking yours.